Quickly, before this video starts, please make sure if you're watching my channel, you are subscribed. Hit the subscribe and hit the bell. If you hit the bell, you'll know when the video goes live. If you're subscribed, that helps the channel massively. I'm getting great views for the amount of subscribers. Please subscribe. Subscribe and hit the bell. Back to the video. Hello, welcome to another video. So, is Sumo actually cheating? So, stole this idea from Calgary Barbell. Saw them do a video on this difference in the range of motion between a conventional lift and a sumo lift. So we're going to do that today. One slight issue. There's no one here to measure it. That sounds wrong. But I've pulled sumo 4 times, 3 times properly, 3 times with actual weight on it, and I've pulled 250 kilo. In that time I've gone from never ever pulling sumo to pulling 250 kilo. So, wanting to pull sumo for a while, never pulled sumo. Started messing around. There's a video on my Instagram reel and my TikTok about the progression, and the fact that I've gone from nothing to 250 kilo, 240 on the day, and then I was pushed to do 250. The fact that I pulled 250 in that short space of time shows that, and especially on that day, I felt like crud. I was so fatigued. So the fact that I've pulled that in that short space of time shows something that probably I've got my conventional PB 275 in me, sumo, and I've not got my 275 conventional in me. I couldn't pull 275 now. I'd probably lock out 260 on a sumo. So we're going to see today. I'm going to see where it is. So this is a back day, but I'm just going to put the bit of deadlifting at the start. I'm now going to try and find my victim to help me film the weight, how far it is. I'm really intrigued to see. And then once we've done this, we'll do a bit of a back session, lots of thumbnail, lots of time lapses, and then we'll talk about it later. I was going to do this outside, but it's really windy outside. Let's get started. So, okay. So I'll pull it. So I'll pull it, measure from the floor to the bottom of the way.
I'm probably quick then, am I?
No, it's only 60 kilo. I was told.
Oh,
23 inch. So, trying to get out of the way of the... So, 23 inches conventional. So that means I've pulled it 23 inches conventional. Sumo 17 inches. That therefore means I'm moving it 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6 inches. If my maths are correct. If not, that's really embarrassing. Moving it 6 inches less sumo. That is mental. So we've got a back session to get on with. Time lapses. We'll talk more later. So That's pretty crazy, that, isn't it? Six inches. So, with is it echoey? Hello. So I was going to film. I can't film this outro in the gym because the music's right loud and I'll get copyrighted. I can't film it out there because it's teaming it down. So we'll film it here. Sat on the floor. I think. Dusty. Not sat on the floor. So I find with powerlifting, you've got to use the rules to your advantage. And if you were going to compete, I can use Sumo to deadlift. If I use Sumo to deadlift, surely pulling it 6 inches less will mean I can. It's all about in powerlifting. It's all about moving the weight from A to B in the most effectively. If I'm moving it the most effectively, that therefore means that pulling it Sumo, if I'm pulling it 6 inches less, it's more effective. So that's what I'm going to do. Really interested. I say I've stole this from Calgary Barbell. I don't claim to have this idea, but I saw it and I thought, I'm interested. Because it's felt when I've pulled 250, when I pulled 240, when I pulled 215, when I pulled 220, 225 recently, way easier than if I was to pull it. I wouldn't have pulled 250 on Friday like I pulled it Sumo, com bench. I wouldn't have even entertained it. My back feels nicer, I feel safer, I feel tighter. If that's the case, then surely that's a positive. And like in powerlifting, it's about moving the weight the most efficiently from A to B, limiting your fatigue. And if I can pull, I'm gonna have to sit down. I'm sitting down. Dusty, but it's not comfy. If I can pull it conventional and it knackered me up, and I can pull it Sumo and I'm moving it 6 inches less, then surely that's a bonus. And like I say, if I ever go to compete, I love this tripod, it's so good. If I ever go to compete, I can still do it. Sumo, still legal, still will be classed as a legal lift. I know I use straps for double over, but I can just do that and I'll still pull it. So, is Sumo cheating? So, probably based on that, yes. I'm pulling it 6 inches less. And I pulled it exactly as I normally would, but obviously when there's more weight on it, there might be more of a difference. But even pulling it 2 inches less is massive. If I'm going to go for 300 deadlift, and I can pull it 6 inches less, there's more chance I'm going to get that. If I'm going to go for 300 conventional, I've got to pull it longer, and I lock out Sumo just after my knee. My weakest part of a deadlift is after the knee to lock out. So if that therefore means that the weakest part of my deadlift I've taken out, surely that therefore means that it's like take my squat. I used to astrograph it. I used to really go astrograph. I used to use the bounce out the hole to help me squat it. I used to lose all my tightness. I used to feel awful. I used to therefore, for weights that I can move now like that didn't feel like it. It was so much more effort. Now I've stopped and I go parallel. I can keep my tightness, I can keep my back straight, I can use all the drive from the legs and everything. Moving weight is so much easier now. I'm not saying I'm low stronger, but I'm moving the weight more efficiently. Sumo, I am moving 250 way more efficient than I was doing conventional. Pulled 240 4 weeks ago conventional, awful form, took ages, lockout was shocking. Pulled it 250 up. So is Sumo cheating? Yes, but it's not cheating because you're allowed to do it in a comp. And then you're allowed to do it in strongman comp and etc, etc. But in a powerlifting comp, and I'm a powerlifter at heart, if I was going to go and compete, I would be allowed to do it Sumo. So why would I make it more difficult? So Sumo cheating, probably, but why not? Go and check my shop out. Got some new bits coming, like a basketball shirt coming, keyring. So keep an eye out for them. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.